So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about 6 ways to get more brand awareness as a new mompreneur. And one of the ways that I talked about was guest blogging. So today I wanted to expand a little bit more on the blogging piece, since that is what I'll be focused on this month is blogging. I'll be updating my own blog, repurposing some video content into blogs. So I thought that would be a great time to break this down for you guys too. Blogging was my first source of income online, and then I actually got into website design and learned it from running my own blog, and that was my second source of income. But today, as far as blogging, we're talking about guest blogging. I want to share with you guys 5 guest blogging tips for endless leads and sales. So if you know anything about blogging, you know that it is great for search engine optimization. It's great to get content out there and position yourself as a thought leader in your industry. And it's also great for getting traffic to your website, which is one of the foundations of getting leads and getting sales. Now, I talked about in another post how to monetize your website, and we may touch back on that and focus on certain parts like the affiliate marketing and lead generation as far as your email list. But today I want to break down guest blogging, because that's a way to get exposure and get yourself in front of a different audience, as we talked about in the brand awareness podcast. Before we get into that, if this is your first time joining us on Dreamers Den podcast, welcome. And if this is your second or third time, welcome back and thank you for joining us again. I'm Danielle Towner of DreamWork Creatives, and I help entrepreneurs build their brand awareness and online presence through web consulting, digital products, and content marketing. And throughout the process of writing my first book, co-writing that with Roadmap to Balance for Moms by Chastity Parrish, I've gravitated to helping moms because I am a mompreneur, and I'm going through that process with you guys, and I've learned a lot since becoming a mom. I was an entrepreneur first. That's one of the things that I focus on in my niche. And we recently wrote the book, The Mompreneur Manual. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, if you have, let me know what you think. But if this is something that you think would be helpful for you in getting your start as a mompreneur, or in finding balance and feeling like you have it under control and you don't have to choose between entrepreneurship, between business, between family, or sacrifice yourself, then this is the guide for you. So you can check that out at bit.ly/mompreneur manual, and you can see if the paperback or if the digital book is better fitting for you. But it's definitely jam-packed with a lot of tips for business, for self-care, and for the mindset piece of mompreneurship. Let's get into today's topic. I remember back in my guest blogging days, that's when it was really popping, and I mean it still works today, and it can work on either level. So basically, guest blogging is someone sharing their platform or inviting you to their platform for you to write a blog post. And normally it comes along, unless you're being paid as a ghostwriter, normally it comes along with them linking to your website and then putting your bio information in a headshot to say that this blog post was written by you. So you're putting yourself in front of their audience, and you're also linking back to your site so that if they found it helpful, if they found anything about your content beneficial, then they'll link back to your site and get more information, or note you as a resource, or even make a purchase from you if you have products or services that can be helpful for them. So I've had some good experience with this in the past and now, and we'll talk about that later. But I just wanted to give you a little bit more information about guest blogging. So this can be among your peers in different industries, or it can be on a larger scale, because there are also guest blogging opportunities with larger companies such as Medium, Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., New York Times, Business Insider, and Mashable. and also TechCrunch. Now, this is just like a small list of many of the larger companies that offer guest blogging opportunities, but there's a way and a format to get into each of those. If you're like new to the industry, then it may be better for you to build up and start with guest blogging among your peers and building up your portfolio and building those relationships, and then transitioning into guest blogging for larger companies. One success story that I've had is a collaboration that I did with Vicki Wallace of the Fashion Business Coach. A lot of people find me on Pinterest, and I believe that's where she found me, but she reached out to me and she wanted me to come on her platform and talk about marketing, because marketing is a large piece of any type of business, but that's something that she wanted to touch on for her clients and for her audience. It was fashion, but me being a creative marketing consultant, she wanted me to step on her platform and talk to them about the marketing piece, and specifically about marketing a crowdfunding campaign to raise funds for your business. From there, she offered, in exchange, to come on my podcast platform. Now, neither of these are traditional blogging types, but I do add my podcast to my blog, and the way that she structured her interview, she had it in a video and a written format. So she added that to her website, in the blogging section as well. So it worked out really well for both of us. She got the information that she needed and added it to a mini course, and also added transcription to a blog for people to read it. And also, I was able to have her get as a guest and share her expertise and her journey as a fashion expert, an expert in the fashion industry. So, and from that, I to this day, I still get so many leads from that. So many people signing up for consultations. I book clients from that collaboration, and it all started from using this system. So let's talk about the first step to this system and how you can have the same success, and how you can basically collaborate and create a faucet of leads coming in that'll lead to you getting sales, building relationships, and also having long-term clients. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to connect with platforms who relate to your niche. If you don't know what a niche is, it's basically what you specialize in and who you serve with your specialty. I specialize in website design and consulting, in content marketing, specifically blogging, and then I have digital products that I offer that are more affordable, that also support that same goal of helping you to build a profitable website, monetize your website, and monetize your content. And who I mostly serve are women, and specifically moms. Think about what your niche is, and you want to connect with platforms that relate to your niche. And you can do this one of two ways. Number one is connect with platforms that have a similar niche. So back in the day when we would guest blog, I was a member of a group specifically for bloggers. And so someone would post, hey, I'm looking for guest bloggers on my site, or I'm looking for a guest blogging opportunity. My blog is, I have a travel blog, or I'm a mom blogger, or I'm a lifestyle blogger. And so anyone who fit those niches, they would connect, hey, email me, go to this link, or however, and that's how it would go. But you can get even more specific, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. But the other thing that you can also look at is something that a lot of us didn't think about at that time, is complementary niches. And so an example of that, an extreme example of that, is like, I sell plates and you sell spoons, or I sell shoes and you sell socks. But a more specific example and relatable example would be basically kind of what I talked about with the project with starting to transition into working with moms and mompreneurs. So I had a friend named Chastity. Chastity of Roadmap to Balance for Moms. She's been on the podcast a couple of times, but what led to that was that her business focuses on helping moms to have a roadmap and create a self-care plan and create a strategy for balance in their lives. So she helps moms to get balance and to focus on mapping out a custom strategy for them to set aside time for themselves. So with her already working with moms and me being a mompreneur and me wanting to help moms to find balance within their business, that was a perfect combination. So I focused on the mompreneur and the entrepreneurial side of it, teaching about business, but with her having the background of teaching about balance and self-care, and both of those, business and self-care, being core components of what you need and what it takes to be successful as a mompreneur, that was perfect. So I reached out to her first to be a guest on my podcast, and then eventually we collaborated again to write this book. So once again, the podcast is not necessarily a traditional form of a blog, but it would be the same thing for you. If you were to reach out, or someone was to reach out to you and say, would you like to be a guest on this blog? Do you have any opportunities available for guest blogging? So it would be the same thing, finding something that's complementary to your niche and the goal that you're trying to accomplish overall. So that's number one. Number two is spend some time on their website. So when you find your list of people, or when you find somebody who you think you may be a good fit for your niche to guest blog, don't stop there. You want to spend some time on their website, because we're trying to create this funnel or create this faucet for leads. So you want to make sure, be sure that it's the place that you want to place your content. So you want to spend some time learning about their mission, learning about the culture, learning about the style of their site and the style of their content, and also the tone, and see if it's a good fit for what your mission is and also your style of writing. You should also evaluate their standards and expectations. And that's a good thing. Like, someone reached out to me to guest blog recently, and one of the things they asked was, are there any guidelines that you can provide me with what you expect as a guest blogger? And that was an excellent question, because you don't want to get started on this project and then you think that based on your standards and how you write on your site, that is satisfactory or above expectations, and then when they get it back, it's not what they're looking for, and you either end up not getting it on the site, or you end up having to rewrite it or make some revisions to it. So save yourself some time and see if you can find out about their expectations up front, either from someone else you know that may have written for them, or if they have some type of guidelines or information on their site, or just from looking at the writing that's already there. You also want to see if they have a page specifically for guest blogging submissions or for guest blogging applicants, because some people do have that, and you may be able to find that, if not in the top menu, you may be able to find it in a footer menu to see if they have that, if that exists on their page. If not, then you would go to their contact information and just try to find an email or a contact page, and that would be the place where you would get started once you're ready to send your pitch to them. Number three is make sure you have some content before you reach out to them. And this can be content from previous guest blogging. It can be content on your website or blog. And it can even be books that you've authored. If you have an ebook or even a paperback book, just make sure that you have something to bring to the table to position yourself as an expert. Speaking engagements and things like that, maybe so, but if you're looking to be a guest blogger, it'd be better to show your writing. But have something to bring to the table that they can view, and so they can see, okay, well, this is something that I'm interested in. This will get more traffic to my website, and this fits with what we're looking for as a company. So have that ready to present, and if you don't have it, then prepare it. Number 4 is write a short and sweet killer pitch. And by killer, I mean you want to make a good impression. Because I know myself, I get tons of emails, some spam, some realistic, and some in between. I get a ton of emails, and some of them I delete if the subject doesn't look right or appealing to me. I go ahead and delete it. So make sure that you spend some time on a good subject line for your email or for your contact form, and then make sure that you're making the most of the text that you're putting there, and you're not wasting their time. So keep it short and sweet. Let them know who you are. Let them know what caught your attention on their site and what you like about it, what you appreciate about it, and then just let them know what you want, and end it with how they can reach out to you, how they can connect with you, or how they can see the content that you're talking about and how it would benefit them. Make sure you slam that call to action. And the last thing, number 5, is you want to write a slamming blog post or article. And in the Mompreneur Manual, we like to call this show up and show out. So you want to show out. Make sure that you over deliver, because this is very important for you to meet their expectations, for them to want to put it on their guest blogging site, and also for you to generate interest and generate those leads. So you want to think about like writing as if you're getting paid to do it, or writing as if you're already guaranteed endless leads and sales. Like, put it down, leave some questions asked, like leave them wanting more, but just don't do a trash job with your writing. Take your time with it and write a slamming article. And also, don't forget to include a great bio and to include a clean and high quality headshot. So those are the 5, and you know I like a good recap, so let's recap. Number 1 is connect with platforms who relate to your niche. Number 2 is spend some time on their website. 3 is make sure you have some content for them to review. Number 4 is write a short and sweet killer pitch. And number 5 is write a slamming blog post or article, aka show up and show out. So those are the 5. Let me know if that was helpful for you. If you found that helpful, and if you have been enjoying this podcast, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can get notifications about it. And if you're watching from YouTube, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can get those notifications. If you do have any questions on any of these platforms, if it's Anchor, you can press the record button and ask your question. If it's YouTube, you can scroll down to the comments and place your question there. And if it's my website, DanielleTowner.com, you can scroll past the transcription and ask your question there. And I always give daily business and marketing tips and a little bit of entertainment on my Instagram page at instagram.com/dreamworkcreatives. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. And as I always say, dream until your dreams come true.